How's it, guys? Thank you for joining me again on this, I guess, Jesus journal thing that we're doing. Today, it's I had this thought the other day, and I just wanted to share it with you as we read the Bible, as we live this Christian life, this believing life. And one of the things that is for me very important, and I guess it's something that I have discovered with time, that I have just um, developed, I guess you could say. It's a interest in reading the Bible, and also in seeing the Bible really come to life and be uh, real, genuine, and un I don't know, unsynthetic. I don't know what other word is. In other words, and also one of the joys I'm discovering of reading the Bible, is how I'm finding this thread of Jesus throughout the Bible. I mean, from Genesis throughout, and so the other day, this I think I was really listening to a preach, and the pastor happened to mention about how Jesus, when he was tempted, um, responded with, "It is written, it is written," right? And out of that, for me, what stood out was just this, not so much "it is written," although I'll come back to that, but the Jesus thread, okay? Because what look at this, guys. I mean, I just find it so exciting. Okay, yes, I know I'm a nerd. Okay, I'm a Bible nerd, I guess. In the beginning was creation, right? Creation was made for man, because there was those six the first few days that were made, and then God made man after everything was done. So God prepared the way. He prepared, like Pastor I heard say, he prepared the nursery. Like when the baby is coming, you prepare, you buy clothes, you buy things. Baby arrives, and baby is just receiving all of these things for their well-being, to make them look good, to make you feel good, preparation for the baby. So God prepared the world, made everything, and then spoke over it, saying that when man was created, that you will have, this is yours, to rule over. And then we have Jesus come in, and when he does come in, this is the beginning of his ministry, right? So when he arrives, there's already people, obviously. I'm drawing a correlation. There's already people, he arrives in a village, he arrives at a country, so there's already land and creation and all of that done, ready, done, okay? And not only that, then he goes and gets baptized, right? And then when he gets baptized, God speaks over him. "This is my son, listen to him." No, that's somewhere else. He says, "This is my son in whom I'm truly pleased," right? And with Adam, the first Adam, God spoke to Adam and said, "Rule over all of this. I've given you all of this, rule over it, it's yours." And with the second Adam, Jesus, you have him being baptized, and then God's voice saying, "This is my son in whom I'm truly pleased." Creation. Do you see the line? Okay, I might be reaching, but can you see what I'm seeing? Anyway, so then he says that to Jesus, about Jesus, in front of everybody who was there. Some say they heard thunder. Others obviously heard that audible voice of God saying, "This is my son, in whom I'm truly pleased." And this was before Jesus did anything. Okay? And similarly with Adam, he hadn't done anything before God said, "This is all yours, rule over it." He didn't earn the right to rule. he didn't flex anything. He was literally just like, pup. He was just like, just arrived, he was like a baby. He had nothing to flex, and God gave this all to him. And if you look at it, guys, we are born again, right? And we've got nothing. We are newborns. And yet we are then told all things are made new. And then we're given this amazing book with all these amazing promises and told we have the authority to use it. Adam, the first one, and then us, then Adam, and then Adam, the final Adam. I mean, guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? So then coming back to Jesus saying it is written, okay, we have God speaking to the first Adam. There's nothing written there, right? And the first Adam spent time with God every evening. They would have chats, they would have, conversations. I don't know what that would look like. I'm kind of envious, of what that looked like. But then I'm brought back to post the cross, where Jesus is resurrected. We then are Christians, and then thereafter we have not seen Jesus himself live, flesh and blood, but we come to him in prayer, we get to him through the word, and then we have this thing that Christians call, what do we call it now again? What do we call it? Devotion in the morning, quiet time. We call it quiet time. And I don't know, guys. Yeah, I guess for me, aside from just sharing my journey with Christ, part of this videoing that I'm doing is also, I guess, a deconstruction. Another new word that's now trendy, I guess. But I feel like that's what I'm doing. It's almost like I feel like I'm doing some kind of deconstruction, and I feel like this quiet time that we have made a specific time, we have legalized it. We have put it under the law that thou shalt, and grace is not a thou shalt. There's no thou shalt with grace. Grace is organic. It is unforced. It's that thing that what's that Bible translation now again by Peterson? I forget what that Bible is called. But he has translated one of the verses that says, "Come to me, those who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And he translated that verse to say that I will help you to walk in rhythms of grace. And when we look at something like quiet time and these rhythms of grace, obviously you wake up, you must start, it's good to start the day with Christ. And I don't want to say must, and I don't want to say should, because then I feel like it's another rule being given. What I'd love to encourage is the beauty of being able to go to Christ at any time, but in the morning it helps starting the day with Christ. It's like starting the day with coffee, I mean, I had a weird day yesterday. For some weird reason, I just did not feel like having any coffee, which I didn't. I mean, I put the coffee pot on the stove, and it sat there, and I never made any coffee, But what happened then thereafter is that I had the weird day. I just was like just dragging through the day. Yeah, I don't know. Coffee addict, whatever you want to call it. But I was just dragging. Throughout the day. And I slept like I've never slept. I haven't slept in a very long time. And I just thought, okay, I've been under a lot of pressure, and maybe I just needed the rest, and hence all the sleeping. And then I wake up this morning and I'm thinking, oh, okay, let's do coffee. And I felt normal, I didn't feel like, because yesterday when I didn't have the coffee, I felt like I should have coffee. and I must have coffee. And then I was like, what the heck would I do that for? If I don't feel like having coffee, I shouldn't have coffee. I don't want to have coffee. I was having this argument with myself. So I end up not having coffee. I don't know. I'm easily distracted. I think I distracted myself until it was like 3 p.m. And I'm like, oh, I haven't had coffee. And then I passed out. I fell asleep. And that was the end of that thought until this morning. So I mentioned this to say when we have quiet time in the morning, I call it quiet time because that's what most people call it. For me, time with God is time with God. And the past, I would like to say, the past 6 years for me, 7 years, has been a continuous deconstruction and rebuilding of my walk with Christ. It's been a rediscovery. I think that is more apt than a deconstruction, because all things will pass away, but the word does not. So that has not passed away. The word in my life, and that's what and that's what I wanted to encourage us to see Jesus in everything, guys. You know, to see Jesus in our efforts, to see Jesus in the Word, and I'm a prolific reader. You know, and please don't think that I read like clever things like, I don't know, 7 Habits of Successful People kind of books. No, I read like trashy novels. But I'm a prolific reader. And I'm saying that to say, just because I'm a reader, does not mean that I read the Bible because I've got this amazing skill and this amazing intellect or whatever. I'm drawn to the Bible out of curiosity. I was drawn before to the Bible out of guilt, because I would read like 6 novels in a week. And if I read less, it's because I had less to read, or because I was enjoying a particular novel and trying to take as long as possible reading it, because there's a certain flavor to the first time you read a book. The first time, because I reread, I do, and that's what I do. I often reread books. I know there was a particular author whose books I've read up to 7 times. You know, same story, and I would still read it and read and read and read it. But what I'm saying about us reading the Bible is for me, it's a curiosity thing. For me, it's the confirming, like, did I really read that? Is that what it says? And then initially it was out of duty because of this guilt of having read so many novels. And then I would like, oh no, but you read so many novels, but you can't even read one chapter of Obadiah. You know, but now there's this pleasure, and I've mentioned, I think, before, that I'm stuck now on Exodus, you know, because I meant to read the Bible through the whole year, the whole Bible, and it's November and I'm still in Exodus, but it's a savoring. I'm finding myself savoring the word, and I hope all of us get there. And I'm finding this because I think through like being under the word, the preaching of somebody who preaches the live Jesus and not the condemning and lightning bolt wielding Jesus, which unfortunately so many people love to make out, and that is totally not him. I'm rebuilt, you know, I'm rebuilt, and I hope that your journeys will be better than mine, will be greater, you know, that you would walk with the Father the way that Jesus walked with him. That's what I want, you know. I'd love to say I can walk on water one day, you know. Yeah, so anyway, so thank you guys. This is what I wanted to share today. And thank you for joining me on my journal slot for today. And yeah, be blessed. Hey, be blessed. Jesus loves you. All right. Take care. Bye.